everyone, it's your teacher Dr. Campos-Stein with part 3 of our circuit board video. Today we're gonna go ahead and learn how to make our fan. Okay, how to install our fan and how to install our motor and our base. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do before we get started is wear our safety goggles. Okay, so our material that we're gonna be using today is gonna be the wire cutter, the insulated wire. We're gonna use the board that we did last time, the negative and the positive. We have a motor, a Phillips screw, a stand, and a fan. Okay, we're gonna use our screwdriver, and like I said, this is optional, but it kind of helps me when I'm drilling. We're gonna go ahead and use this little drill. We're gonna use our solder station, and we're gonna go ahead and use our hot glue gun. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and put our artists aside that we're not gonna use right now. Okay, we're gonna start and use our board that we made, our screw, and then we're gonna mark where we want our fan to go. So for this, we're gonna need the fan to go like almost at the edge of this, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and even you can go ahead and grab the stand and kind of measure where you want it to go, but close to the edge because you don't want your fan to hit the wood. Okay, so I'm gonna mark it right there where I want my screw to go. And then I'm gonna use my drill. Remember, when we're using our drill, it has to be on before it hits the wood, okay? Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and place my stand here, and then put my screw over it. And if you can, kind of like turn it a little bit, twist it a couple of times with your hand, if it's possible. If not, it's fine. And then I'm gonna grab my Phillips screwdriver, and I'm just gonna go ahead and twist the screw in place. Twist the screw in place. And I'm gonna go ahead and twist it, kind of tighten it, not too much. I think this is good, okay? Once I have this ready, I'm gonna move it to the side because now we're gonna have to work on our motor, okay? So our motor has these little metal parts, okay? And we're just gonna lightly bend them, okay? So when we insert our cable, it's easier. Lightly bend them because they're breakable, okay? So you have to be very careful with your motor, okay? So for this one, since we're doing a positive and negative, I am gonna go ahead and use a positive and a negative color. And remember, for our positive, we're gonna use our red, and I'm just gonna cut off my 3 inches, a little bit less than 3 inches. And then I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna go ahead and place the red one side by side with the black one so I can get an accurate cut. Cut it, okay? And then we're gonna strip the wire, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and strip a little more than I did the first time in the last video. So maybe even a little more than this. I just don't want to have to go back and forth and, you know. Okay, there we go. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. Strip the wire gently. Okay, and there we go. Go ahead and put the safety back on the wire cutter. Okay. And then I'm gonna repeat the same process. I'm gonna hold the wires here between my forefinger and my thumb, and I'm gonna go ahead and twist with my other hand. Okay, twist it around, and then we create kind of like a point, so it's easier to insert it. And I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. with the other one, with the other cable. Okay. Once I have them, okay, I gotta figure out, okay, how I'm gonna put so my motor is going to go this way. So my red cable, my positive cable, needs to be on the right side, and my black negative cable needs to go on my left, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and insert it, and I'm gonna go through the bottom this time. Okay, make a loop, and then just twist the cables together. Okay, and don't do it, be gentle, remember, this is I have to hold it in place, so I have to be very, very careful with this one. I don't want it to break on me. So just slightly twist it, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. Your connection just has to be strong enough for the electricity to move throughout the board. And then I'm gonna hold it in place here and just twist really gently, okay? And there I have it, okay? So once I have it this way, like this, I'm gonna go ahead and solder my cables together, okay? So I'm gonna get some of my solder and my soldering iron, and I'm gonna go ahead and heat up this part first. And this cable, this little metal part is really thin, so you don't have to leave or place the tip here for a while. You just have to do it for a couple of seconds, and that should work, okay? So now I'm gonna go ahead and grab the little drop and place it on here, on this metal part in the cable, to make that connection. If I need more, I can always go back and get a little more. Remember, this is very hot, so you need adult supervision if you're going to do this. So once I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and place the tip back in its place, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and turn this around so that I can do the other side, okay? And sometimes the solder gets stuck to the tip, so the only thing that you have to do is kind of put it back in the little slot where it goes and just twist it around, okay? The little thing in the bottom, this little thing, it kind of helps get rid of the excess solder, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a little more. Go back to my wires, making sure I get them nice and covered with my solder. And I'm gonna have to clean it again. Okay, just clean it, make sure all the excess is off. Do it again. And this time I'm gonna try to get a little more. Attachment to this is having a hard time. Okay, there we go. We got it in there, on there. Grab a little more. And just put it on here on the rest of this. And there we go. Okay, we're gonna put the tip back on. Here, cleaning it before we put it back in. And then, since we're not going to use it no more, we're just going to go ahead and turn it off. Okay, just for safety. Okay, so here we have our motor. and we had already soldered our wires to it, okay? So for the next part, we are going to go ahead and do the same thing we did with the other one, okay? So this one of the things that I learned when I was doing this the first time was that I needed to put a little bit of hot glue on the stand, okay? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and put hot glue, and I'm gonna do this little by little. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour it over the nail, okay? Wait for it to dry. And the reason why I'm putting a little glue is because if I go ahead and insert my motor here, and when I turn it on, the fan, like if I have this, like let's say on the side of or here on the table, it's gonna rotate and it's gonna hit the table. So I'm kind of creating like a little bit of a height for the motor, so the fan doesn't hit the surface when it's spinning. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put a little more glue here. Some on the side, some on the center, so that it can create this a little extra height. It can give our motor a little extra height. And I think that's a pretty good amount. We don't want this to fall. And as it dries, you can even turn it upside down, okay? Because once it's drying, it's going to go ahead and run. So let's go ahead. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and place my motor, and the little tip is gonna face outwards, okay? So, and this is a little tough, so you really have to put your strength in there, your finger strength, because you have to kind of push it in there. And let me go ahead and once it's in there, you can just go ahead and move it and place it, okay? And that's how it should look like, okay? Once I have it inserted, I'm gonna go ahead and add my little motor here, okay? And then if I need a little extra height, I can always add more hot glue, and of course I can always go ahead and push the motor outwards, okay? Or okay, so after I'm done with this, I'm gonna go ahead and twist the end of my wires. Okay, the negative goes with the negative, and then the positive goes with the positive. Twist the wires around. If you want to go ahead and strip the wire a little more, that also works, okay? Whatever works for you. Okay, so now we have this and it's attached, okay? So let me go ahead and bring the rest of our circuit board that we made. Okay, we have our switch, and I'm gonna need, let me get my battery. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and install our batteries, and the battery pack has a little picture of how the battery should be installed. So just follow those directions and place your batteries in place. Okay, and then you have it. Okay, you have your battery ready, you have your switch, and you have your motor and your fan ready. Okay, and then we're gonna use our alligator cables. Okay, we're gonna use them to connect our boards. Okay, so here, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the first one. So we're gonna go ahead and get our positive here from our battery to the positive here in our switch, okay? And then we are going to get the positive from here from our switch and place the positive, the alligator clip on the positive of the fan, and then we're going to go ahead and attach the alligator here to the negative of the fan and to the negative on the battery pad, okay? So negative goes with negative, positive goes with positive, okay? And you can spread this out, okay? And once you have it, you can go ahead and turn on your fan. And see, we created our little circuit boards. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope that you try this at home. It's a lot of fun, okay? And have a person, an adult preferably, help you. Thank you and keep on experimenting.